Asia loved basketball.
Yes, she did.
She loved basketball to the point to where she died doing what she loved. And she shouldn't have died that way.
A mother mourns her murdered daughter, 21-year-old Asia Womack, killed Monday evening after playing basketball at T.G. Terry Park just up the street from her home, where family gathered, grieving.
This was supposed to be a friend of Asia's. She's eaten with this man, she's fed him, and he turned on her and killed her in a vicious way.
Womack was a whiz at basketball, playing her high school days at Madison. Monday, family says she was in a pickup game at the park, playing against the guy who is said to have shot her, and she won. The family also says there was trash talk, too.
But this is so senseless. This is so, you become embarrassed, basically, because a female beat you in basketball.
According to the family, the shooter took his kids and brother home and came back to the park, shooting Asia Womack 5 times. Cameras at this store possibly capturing the car speeding away. We're told detectives took the video.
Detectives are still working the case. No one is in custody at this time. They've been working it since Monday night, trying to find justice for Ms. Womack.
My prayer is that justice be served, that he is found and that he will give up or turn himself in.
If you know where he is, where his whereabouts are, please, please turn him in. Help the family out. We're hurting.
She's supposed to be your friend.
And you can say whatever you want to make yourself feel better. But your soul will be tormented.
21-year-old Asia Womack, affectionately known as Fat Baby to her family and friends, had a passion for basketball since an early age. Asia had played basketball in high school and was such a big fan of the sport that her family even broke her obituary into 4 quarters, just like a basketball game. She had a big heart filled with so much love, joy, and laughter, and a smile that could brighten anyone's day. Asia was also an active participant in the Generation Next ministry and the Youth Providence Ministry. Just before 8 p.m. on October 3rd, 2022, Dallas police would respond to a shooting near Dallas Park, where they would discover Asia's bullet-ridden body, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She was taken to a local hospital but would sadly succumb to her injuries. According to Asia's family, a 32-year-old man by the name of Cameron Hogg was upset at Asia for beating him in a game of basketball earlier in the day. Once the game was finished, Hogg drove his children home and returned to the park with a gun. By this time, Asia had already left the park, and she and a friend were sitting outside watching football just a short distance from the park. Hogg drove up and got out without saying a word. He then shot Asia 5 times, twice in the chest and 3 more times that she fell to the ground. Yet, in his claim, he shot Asia in self-defense. Hogg was initially supposed to go on trial, but before he could, he took a plea deal offered to him by Dallas County prosecutors. Asia's mother said that Hogg's admission to killing Asia gave her some sort of feeling of justice, although facing only 20 years felt like a slap in her face, and to the rest of Asia's family. Prosecutors originally wanted to give Hogg 50 years, while the defense team argued for 10. Hogg has an extensive criminal history in Dallas County, including robbery, family violence, and aggravated assault. In February of 2024, Asia's mother faced Hogg for the first time in court. Just a few days ago, she was expecting to go to trial, but a plea deal was struck at the last minute. Hogg's defense attorney claims he had multiple witnesses lined up to testify that Asia pulled out a firearm twice, and that's why prosecutors settled on a deal. During trial, Asia's family got emotional while speaking directly to Hogg during victim impact statements. Asia's sibling yelled, "Why did you do it? Why did you kill her? Why?" Hogg will be transferred from the Dallas County Jail to a Texas state prison to serve out his 20-year sentence.
Before his trial was about to begin, a Dallas man signed a plea deal for the 2022 murder of a woman over an argument at a pickup basketball game she had just apparently won. Asia Womack's mother says she knew a deal may happen, but calls the sentence a slap in the face. Her daughter's killer will spend 20 years in prison for the crime. She will meet him face-to-face in court later this week. Fox 4's Amelia Jones live in Dallas with the story. Amelia.
Steve, Cameron Hogg's trial was set to begin tomorrow. Instead, he'll be starting his prison sentence for admitting to killing Asia Womack back in October of 2022. Womack's mother tells us she's still processing the decision. Every day, Andrea Womack thinks about her daughter.
I miss her so much.
How she loved to play basketball and make jokes.
She holds a place in a lot of people's hearts.
Who she could have become if her life wasn't taken away in October 2022.
I can't believe she's gone.
Dallas police say Cameron Hogg shot and killed 21-year-old Asia Womack after the two got in an argument over a game of pickup basketball at a park in South Dallas. Court documents say Womack left the park, but when she and a friend were sitting outside to watch football a short distance from the park, Hogg drove up and got out without saying a word. Police say he shot her twice in the chest, and then as she was falling, he shot 2 more times, then left.
He took it too far.
The trial for 32-year-old Hogg was set to begin this week, and Womack was ready for the jury to decide his fate. But that day will never come. On Monday, Hogg took a plea from the Dallas County DA. He pleaded guilty to murder and will be sentenced to 20 years in prison, a term on the very low end of the range for punishment.
It's a slap in the face because it's pretty much saying that Asia's life was only worth 20 years. That's basically what they're saying.
The Dallas County DA's office told Womack this outcome was a possibility. While it's not what Womack hoped for, she did get some justice.
By him admitting that he killed her and not going to court saying that it was self-defense.
Womack will have a chance to face her daughter's killer when she makes her victim impact statement.
I forgive him. But at the same time, I just want him to see the hurt. I just want him to see the hurt that's on my face. You can't imagine in my heart. So just to look at him, to be able to face him, and get some closure.
So she can continue to heal.
What are you doing, little one?
With help from her grandbaby, Asia.
Now I can start to heal now that this part is behind me.
The family of a woman shot and killed following an argument at a pickup basketball game came face-to-face with the killer in court today. Cameron Hogg was supposed to go to trial this week. Instead, at the last minute, he took a plea deal, 20 years in prison for the killing of Asia Womack. Her family angry that he won't serve more time. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager live in Dallas with the story. Peyton.
Heather, and Womack's mother is one of the family members who took the stand today and faced Cameron Hogg for the first time during that plea deal today. Now, just a few days ago, Womack's mother was expected to go to trial, but now Cameron Hogg will be transferred from the Dallas County Jail here behind me to a state prison. Inside a Dallas County courtroom on Thursday.
Look at Asia.
Andrea Womack wanted this poster of her daughter, 20-year-old Asia Womack, to be the final image Cameron Hogg saw before he starts his sentence in a state prison.
And 20 years is a slap in my face. Because my child's life is worth way more than 20 years.
Hogg took a plea deal of 20 years in prison the Dallas County DA offered for the October 2022 murder after an argument at a pickup basketball game in South Dallas turned deadly. Court documents say following the basketball game, Womack and a friend then went to watch football a short distance from the park. Police say Hogg showed up and fatally shot her. Thursday, Hogg heard from Womack's family.
Can you do a friend the way you did her? She's supposed to be your friend.
And you can say whatever you want to make yourself feel better. But your soul will be tormented every day of your life.
Andrea Womack says she wanted to go to trial, which was set for earlier this week.
On Monday, I received a text saying that he had taken a plea.
I don't see any way in the world that a jury would find him guilty of murder when all he's doing is simply defending himself.
Hogg's defense attorney, Brett Martin, claims he had multiple witnesses lined up to testify Asia Womack pulled out a firearm twice, and that's why prosecutors settled on a deal.
I can tell you that the police were aware that she had a gun and was trying to pull a gun the night of the offense. In fact, one of the witnesses who was going to testify in the trial, his name was Robert Walker, he told the police that night that both of them were reaching and he was just faster than she was.
Fox 4 asked the DA's office about the defense's claims, plus any statement on how prosecutors settled on 20 years. The office responded with no comment.
Glory to God. Yeah. I like to start everything off giving honor to God. To my bishop, Gervis Lacey Jr., to the judge, to Andrea Womack and the whole entire family. I wrote a statement out. My niece, Asia, I used to take her to church with me. The actions of Cameron Hodge, how he killed my niece, how you killed her in a cold blood, in a devastating way, has infected my family, my entire family, especially my son, Larry Smith. We haven't been the same since October the 3rd, when her life was taken. You took our heart, our joy, our love. You took a part of us that can never be replaced. Not a day go by that we don't think about her. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad that we will never get to talk to her or see her anymore. Asia Womack's life is worth more than 20 years. Only God can give life, and only God can take life. I want to know, why did you kill her? You had time to think before you react. You went all the way home. Why you come back? Why? You had time to think about what you was doing. I forgive you, what you did, but I know you was being controlled by an evil spirit. So you have a chance to repent to God and ask God to forgive you and give your soul to Him. That's something I hope you would do. Asia's birthday is coming up on February the 15th. I wish she was here so we can celebrate her, love on her. How can you do a friend the way you did her? She's supposed to be your friend. That's all.
I'm Tawana Davis, and I want to thank y'all for allowing my family to speak during this time. Cameron, I want to say to you, it is so hard sitting here facing you. You just don't know the pain that you caused my family. I'm going to keep it respectful, because you know what I want to say. I'm going to keep it very respectful. Out of respect for everybody, I'm going to keep it professional, but how could you call my cousin your friend and you do her like that? That wasn't just my cousin, it was my sister. And you wrong, you know you wrong. You're going to have to deal with the man upstairs about it. You know, you could have came to one of us. You could have went and got somebody, you know, a female, but you went out. You went out bad, but I'm gonna hold my words that I'm gonna say, but you let the state make an example out of you. You let the state make an example out of you. And I'm sitting here looking at you, staring you in your eyes. I'm looking at your soul. You cold, you don't care. And for y'all to sit there and do that podcast yesterday and torment my family, it's okay because, you know, we're gonna be okay. Like she said, our life haven't been the same. You know, we just went through this with my mother. My mama was killed by a man. And I just want to know why. Why didn't you come get somebody? We grew up together. Why you didn't come tell somebody and you got nothing to say? You just sitting there just looking at me crazy. But you better get your soul together, get yourself together, and repent and ask God for forgiveness because He forgive, but I don't. I'm sorry.
I'm Asia's uncle. I don't have a lot to say, but what I am gonna say, I really mean. Cameron, you was wrong for what you did. And it makes me angry because you took my niece's life when you didn't have to. You didn't have to do that. You done been to my house. You called me uncle, I call you nephew. We hurt, man, we can't get Asia back. You got 20 years, but we'll never see Asia again. We broken from that, man. There's nothing that we can do to bring her back. I want you to know that you was wrong. However it played out, you was wrong. You didn't have to take it that far. That's what I'm saying. Didn't have to go that far. But at the end of the day, God is the judge of all. So I hope that during the time that you spend, that you find a relationship with Him. Because there's something after this life. It's either up or down, heaven or hell. And I hope that you find the right path to be on, because murder, killing somebody, it's not right. It's not right. And I want you to know that. And I wanted to look in your face and tell you that. And that's all I had to say.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna pick my words carefully because I really don't have a filter. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, why did you think it was okay to kill my sister? That was my blood sister. That was not your sister. So I don't know why you feel like if you could call her your sister, you could take her life. Like, over some words. I mean, it's not nobody's fault you a faggot. Like, that's just what it is. I don't understand why you thought taking her life was gonna change that. I don't understand why you think you getting 20 years is okay, because to me, that's not okay at all. Because my sister was 21 years old and her life was worth way more than that. What you got to say? Why did you do it? Why did you do it? Why did you kill her? Why? Say something. You're a monster. You have no compassion. You don't even have a heart. And you think something sweet? You are not forgiven, and I'm getting my lick back, period. You caused my mama too much suffering and pain. I gotta deal with this shit on a day-to-day basis. It's hard for me to get up. So you're not gonna say nothing? I'm done.
This opportunity. My name is Brandy. I have quite a few words to say. Quite a few words to say to Cameron. Cameron, I must let you know that you have taken someone from us who was very special. She was our niece, our daughter, our cousin, and our friend. For some, she was an inspiration. For others, a comfort. For some, she was a light in a dark place. And to others, a listening ear. But never was she ever at any time a stranger to anyone. if anybody was in need, whether she knew them or not, Asia would make it her business to meet it. But you already know this, because she didn't change just because she met you. Her only mistake in this was not knowing where to draw the line when it came to who deserved her love. That was Asia's only mistake in it. I thought about all the things that could be said, and I could stand here and tell you about how I feel, about what you've done, and about what so many already think of you. But to do that would be against the character of Asia. So instead, I want to do what Asia would desire for us all to do, and that would be to forgive you and let you go so that we can move on. That's the only way we can move on. Psalms 34:18 says this, Cameron: "The Lord those who are brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." We crushed in our spirits and our heart is broken. So you see, God is definitely with us right now. And I can find some consolation in the fact that God is with us right now, because in and of ourselves, I don't know how we would do it, but God is with us right now. So we don't have no worries. But you, Cameron, on the other hand, have not considered your own. I feel sorry for you, because when you aimed that gun and pulled the trigger, you shot to kill. But what you didn't realize is that you were putting a bullet into the heart of all that love you and everybody that love her as well. You have abandoned family, friends, brother, a woman, and most of all, children who need you to support, protect, love, teach, and guide them through life. You have left them open to predators and other violent men like yourself. You have left them to learn life's lessons on their own. You have robbed them of the moments they would need in life for you to hold them, to wipe tears from their eyes and tell them everything will be okay. Someone else will give them over to in marriage, because you won't be able to be there to do it. And that is the greatest demise. You say you feel sorry for us, but the reality is we pity you, because what you have done cannot be undone. But we, as God's very own, will be comforted. We will learn to live with what God has allowed through his strength. And because we understand the ways of God, and we understand that they are a mystery, we won't look to you, the justice system, nor anyone else to give us what you all did not make, and that is peace. But you, Cameron, my prayers for you is that you know that if Asia was standing here right now, if she was standing here today, in spite of you telling yourself what you want to tell yourself to feel better about what you've done, Asia's very words would not be slander. They wouldn't be hate. They wouldn't be revenge. But if Asia was standing here right now, she'll just say, forgive him. And to you, Cameron Hogg, I say myself and my whole family, it's overwhelming, but we'll learn to overcome. But in the moment, we forgive you.
Here I sit today with tears in my eyes and brokenhearted. It is because of you that my whole life has changed completely. On October the 3rd, Asia got in the car with you as a friend to go play basketball. She texted me 2 hours before you killed her and said, Mom, Larry's gonna pick me up so I can go to work tomorrow. She was starting a new job. 2 hours later, I got a call that Asia had been shot. She got in the car with you, Cameron, as a friend to play basketball. That was her last game of basketball. Not knowing that you would kill her because of the words that were spoken of you being a gay man after a basketball game. Because you weren't man enough to suck those words up. And then you have the audacity to sit with a smirk on your face as if it was okay for you to play like she pulled a gun on you. That's not in Asia's character. And you being a man that abused women anyway, if she had a gun, she should have used it. Because you didn't have no problem using yours. You went past her. You drove past her. And then you and your brother, which is another coward, drove up on her, got out of the car. Not only did you shoot her 2 times, but to make sure she died, you shot her 2 more times. She took your phone calls from jail as a friend. She ran with you as a friend. With friends like you, we don't need enemies. You have shown no remorse, no compassion, and you think it's a good thing that you got 20 years. Well, 20 years is not long enough. No time is long enough for the life of my child. She was only 20 years old. You get to come back, maybe, and see your kids. Maybe. But you must know you have to reap what you sow. So you too will feel the same pain one day. And then you had an audacity to make up a lie and try to say self-defense. It was premeditated is what it was. Because you had plenty of time to think about what you were going to do. And you made up in your mind that you were going to kill her. And your brother went with you to make sure that it all played out like y'all planned. And you can say whatever you want to make yourself feel better. But your soul will be tormented every day of your life. And 20 years is a slap in my face. Because my child's life is worth way more than 20 years. You are a habitual criminal. You just got out of jail. And then they give you a slap on your wrist with 20 years for a 20-year-old young lady's life. She's still full of life. She was still full of life. A friend. You have torn my soul out of me. "20 years. The justice failed me. They slapped me in my face and they spanked you on your wrist. I wanted you to go to trial by jury. And if you felt like you could win on self-defense, why didn't you go? Because I wanted the jury to hear your story and decide your fate. And I'm sure it would have been more than 20 years. No time will heal my pain. And I wish this was the day we could do eye for eye, life for life. I just want to sit here for a minute and look at you with this smirk on your face, with this arrogant attitude. I can't sleep at night. Asia called my phone every morning. I'm sad when I get up, and I'm sad when I go to bed. Some days I don't want to get out of bed. Some days I can't even eat. And you think 20 years was okay. Your soul is required in hell. And I brought a picture just to show you the happiness and joy in Asia. Can you see this? This is Asia, full of joy and life. Before you took it, full of joy and life. You brown-eyed devil. Look at Asia, don't look at me. Look at Asia. This is her with life. Look at this, don't look at me. Your friend that you killed, shot 2 times, and as she was falling, you shot her 2 more times. In her heart. You also shot me in my heart.